Elite Algo is one of the core systems within the TradingView ecosystem, and I found it to be one of my favorite ones because it has a wide range of different tools, different indicators, and different ways to help you trade. I'm going to be going over one of the easiest ways to trade using the Elite Algo system. So let's get started. So this is the Elite Algo, and the way that you get it, obviously you have to have a Elite Algo membership to have access to it. Trust me, it's worth it. With the different ways that I've traded using this has been a really killer system, and like I said, if you're looking for something significant and something that can be a game changer, definitely look into this. I'll put a link in the description so that way you can gain access. But this strategy here is very simple. Let's get right into it. So the first thing that you need to do is, one, you have to set up your Elite Algo. So when you purchase Elite Algo, you'll see it within the invite-only scripts. You're just going to click one time for Elite Algo, one time for the oscillator. So it'll come up similar to this. The way that I set up my Elite Algo in general is I like to enable a dashboard. That's usually not a default setting to have this enabled. I love it because it can show me how strong the trend is, and I can trade based off of that. The other thing is I usually like to have my sensitivity somewhere between 1.2 to 1.5. The best way that I like to kind of calibrate is just to see between that range where the signals are coming up and what type of signals I'm getting. And the 1.2 is actually looking pretty good. If I go on the earlier signals, looks pretty decent. I haven't gotten a whole lot of fake signals within it. So you just want to have a good amount go right for you. So after you kind of eyeball test Elite Algo, the second thing is you want to make sure you're trading within the trend. The trend is very easy because the dashboard will show you the trend. And the way that I like to use the trend dashboard is what it's obviously going to tell you what trade you're in, but the main thing that I love about Elite Algo is the trend strength. I know exactly how strong the trend is. That gives me a complete game-changing advantage over my trades because I have a bigger perspective of what I'm looking for. The second thing is you just want to go into your Elite Algo system. So with the Elite Algo oscillator, you'll see where it has these green and red kind of waves here. So very simple. I like for a downtrend, I want my trend strength to be above 65%. If it's above 65%, then I'm going to have more reliable trades within the trend. And to make sure that you only get trending trades, you can go into your Elite Algo and go down to where it says trend signals only. I think I passed it up right here. So trend signals only, you want to make sure you have that checked. So going into the third step is you got to make sure that you pay attention to the Elite Oscillator. The Elite Oscillator is going to give you those momentum flows and the partial trends or the short-term trends in the market. What I like to do is say we're in a downtrend. We'll wait for this oscillator to turn green and then start to go dark green or even as far as red. I want it to turn green first because that's going to tell me that the market has been testing the bullish momentum, and then when it starts to drop down, that means that bullish momentum fell. So after that, I like to see where those sell signals come in because I want the bullish MACD or oscillator to go green and then start to decline. So if we look at this particular entry, that was right here. So it was in a dark green space. We're getting that momentum going down after the green showed up, and then that would have been a good trade to take. Just from that entry, that was a good 30 pips. And with this strategy, I'm only looking for about 30 to 35 pips of profit. So go to the next one. You see how it goes green again. We're in a downtrend, and the green starts to go darker on the way to the red. you look at this entry here. This entry here had a drawdown of 25, 26, but it gave you that 35 pips right in here. So very simple to use. The next one, see how it didn't go red. It didn't go green. It didn't go green here either, but it went green here. And then you had your entry on this candle here. So off of that candle, you had maybe a small drawdown of 15 pips, but then got that 30, 35 pips. You had to probably ride it out a little bit, but you would have got that. You could have got even more if you held it. So keep going. So this one we don't take. This one we had green, came back around. So look at this one, let's see how this went. My stop loss is around 30, so this one's going to be very close. So it may hit your stop loss, it may not, just depending on your spread. But if it didn't hit your stop loss, it went right into your profit zone. Here is still in a downtrend. You get a strong uptrend for the oscillator, and then it starts to cool off from that uptrend, and you see you have your entry right here. So the entry doesn't give me much drawdown, but it gives me my 35 pips. And then here, one thing that I noticed with this particular entry, it didn't go back red. If it doesn't go back red, that is a indication that the uptrend is starting. You want it to be mostly red and have these green pop-ups before you take your trade. This one stayed green the whole time, so this sell and this sell, even though that one was a winner, I'm not going to take because I'm not seeing that wave that I like. I want it to look like this, mostly red, green, go down. Mostly red, green pop-up, go down. So doing one just like this, when you have a higher pop-up and then going down, you can take that trade. But if you don't get red going back into your next signal, to get into your next signal, then understand that the momentum is completely different, and those sell signals aren't going to work, and most likely the trend is about to change. So keep in mind with that one. Let's go to a different pair. Let's pick one at random. Let the elite algo load. So let's clear out some of these drawings. There we go. So here, see how it stays green. Now, you can try to take this. For me, I like to have the pullback. Yeah, I'm seeing the green, I'm seeing the smart sells and smart buys, the smart buys in particular, but I want to have that red pullback because that shows me that the other scenario, the scenario I don't want, has been tested already. So it's more likely that the scenario that I want is going to give me the trade that I want to have. So in this instance, this one didn't really give me a lot to work with on the red. This one gave me some red here, and then it gave me that smart buy. It's looking right into it. Let's actually zoom in. Looking right into it. Had about 18 pips of drawdown, but you got those 35 pips. And you can literally go through and, just like with anything, test out for yourself and see how you like it. Now here, if I zoom in, let's see if I can see, get some red in here. And that's probably going to be harder to see if you're new, but I do get some red in here. So the red happened here. So it wouldn't have been this one I wouldn't have took because it didn't go red yet. This one I would have took. Smart buy right there. And then to measure that out, this one would have been a loss. So that one gave you 30 pips of drawdown. So that's a loss. It's going to happen sometimes. I like to have it be a stronger amount of red. That might have been why it lost, because it didn't get tested well enough, the bearish momentum. But we continue on. Let's kind of put this back in perspective. So you have it here. You have your red, a good sizable amount of red, and then as it's coming up, you get that smart buy. It's almost like a roller coaster. That smart buy went up 141 pips. You're looking for 35. You got your 35. More red. Let's see how this works. You have your smart buy here. It went up on in here. And even though that's really small, you still got your 35 pips in there. No red, no red, no red. This is probably the last buy I would have done, because it gave you a really deep red in here. There we go. Gave you a really deep red in here. Still an uptrend. You know, you won't be able to see what it was at the time because this reads the live market. Still an uptrend. You get your, based off the trend cloud, you get your entry here. 15 pips of drawdown. You get your 35 pips. So you can go for 35, you can go for 45, as long as it's more than what you're risking. I like to put my stop loss at 25 to 30. But as long as it's more than what you're risking, you can be 50% correct and be profitable. So that's the math in it. So, you know, it goes in this, going back to it, goes back into a sell. Goes back into a sell. You have the red, it goes green, declines, and you even get a bearish divergent signal, which actually helps. Your start sell would have been here. This might have been a loss. So you still get your 35 pips. So these candles look small, but the volatility is so crazy right now. Those small candles are 30, 40, 50 pips, which is crazy, especially for Swiss Japanese yen. But you're getting the setup that you want. You're getting the pips that you want. That's all that matters. Goes red, goes back green. You get your sell in here. Very little drawdown. Once you get your 35 pips, it goes all the way to about 55 pips. You get your red, even though the red's a little bit weak, I'm gonna still take it. Green, and then it starts to decline. You get your sell signal, and right here was definitely a loss. I'm not gonna make that up into a win. And from there, since the cloud is weak and maybe it went below 60% trend strength wise, bearish, it is right now. That's the end of my bearish trades until the market gets back above 60% trend and gives me my wave that I like to have. So this is the way that I use the Elite Algo oscillator. And with this will give you a very clear system to trade. So let me know in the comments, you know, how did it go for you? How did the trade go? And also, if you're brand new to trading, let me know that you're new, because I'll have a piece of content that can help you really get a strong foundation in trading. So I hope this strategy helps out, and I'll see you at the next video.